I stared at the neon orange violation notice on my fishing boat, my blood boiling. The Maple Creek Estates Homeowners Association, HOA, demanded I remove my boat from my lake within 48 hours or face a $500 daily fine, even threatening to tow it at my expense. The audacity of these self-appointed bureaucrats was staggering. For years, they'd used Sullivan Lake, my family's private property, without permission, and now they dared to dictate terms to me. This was going to be interesting. My name is Jake Sullivan. Until 6 months ago, I was a burned-out software engineer in Silicon Valley. After selling my cybersecurity startup for a fortune, I craved peace and moved to my family's lake house. Sullivan Lake, a 50-acre gem, had been ours since the 1950s when my grandfather, a conservationist, bought it. He built a cabin, fished its waters, and taught me to respect nature. "Water is life, Jake," he'd say. "Protect it." After his death at 92 and my father's sudden passing at 67, the lake became mine. I renovated the cabin and settled in, savoring the quiet, until the HOA struck. That morning, I found the notice taped to my grandfather's 16-foot aluminum boat, a weathered but cherished relic. The letter in my mailbox, signed by HOA President Richard Wilkins, cited aesthetic standards and demanded registration with their community waters. Laughable, since I owned the lake outright. My neighbor Ray Delgado, a retired carpenter who knew my grandfather, confirmed the HOA's overreach. "They've been using your lake for fishing tournaments for years," he said. "They call it their crown jewel." Online, I found photos of their elite anglers club hosting events on my property, complete with tents and a temporary dock. They'd been trespassing for at least 5 years, exploiting the lake's vacancy. Their biggest tournament yet was planned for the next weekend, with a $5,000 prize. Furious, I called my friend Emma Porter, an environmental lawyer. "They're trespassing, Jake," she said. "You own the lake bed and water rights. This is open and shut." Emma advised gathering evidence. I installed security cameras around the lake, capturing footage of residents launching boats on my land. Property deeds confirmed my ownership, including all land 15 feet beyond the high water mark. Curious about the HOA's motives, I attended their meeting. Richard Wilkins, a smug man in his 50s, droned about community waters. When I asked who owned the lake, he deflected, claiming historical arrangements gave the HOA authority. His unease was palpable. Ray's niece, a county planner, revealed the HOA's endgame, a luxury resort with condos and a marina planned for my lake. They'd been misrepresenting their control to investors, assuming I'd sell or stay absent. Emma drafted a letter requesting their lake management documents, keeping our tone neutral to avoid tipping them off. Meanwhile, the HOA impounded my boat, claiming it violated standards. I reported the theft, but the sheriff called it a civil matter, hinting at HOA influence. The fishing tournament arrived, and Emma and I watched as dozens of boats and vehicles invaded my property. Richard pitched the resort to investors, falsely claiming control and dismissing me as a holdout. We recorded everything. Armed with evidence, Emma filed an emergency injunction, which a judge granted, affirming my ownership. With a sheriff's deputy, we confronted the tournament, announcing the lake was private and ordering everyone to leave. Chaos ensued. Residents, learning they'd been lied to about lake access, turned on the HOA. Investors fled, and Richard's composure cracked. Sarah Lynn, a local reporter, broke the story, exposing the HOA's deception. Residents demanded answers about misused HOA fees. The county investigated the HOA's finances, uncovering years of misappropriated lake maintenance funds. Richard Wilkins, revealed as a conman with a revoked real estate license from Florida, fled town. His development partners sued him for fraud. The HOA board collapsed, with many resigning. I worked with the new board, led by Judge Michael Davis, to form the Sullivan Lake Conservation Trust. It allows controlled public access via permits, with funds supporting conservation. The elite anglers reformed into an inclusive club, and the resort site became a public park with a pier and a plaque honoring my grandfather. Water is life, not a commodity. My boat, returned with a grudging apology, still glides across the lake. As I fish, joined sometimes by Ray, I think of my grandfather's wisdom. The lake is healthier now, its wildlife thriving. Standing my ground wasn't just about protecting what's mine, it was about showing a better way forward. Sometimes, the sweetest victory is turning a fight into something that benefits everyone.